Hi everyone and good day. My name is Nur Hazik Mohimin bin Abdul Karim, and today I'm going to talk about something we all face in our life yet rarely talk about, which is stress management in students' life. So basically, for students, they will need to juggling with deadlines, expectation, and social pressures can feel overwhelming for them. So it can cause stress. So before we start, let's take a deep breath and dive into stress management in students' life, how we can recognize it, understand it, and manage it like a pro. So let's move on. So to begin with, let's start with a basic question. What is stress? Stress can be defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by a difficult situation. Stress is a natural human response that prompts us to address challenges and threats in our lives. But the way we respond to stress, however, makes a big difference to our overall well-being. So to make it simple, when we feel stress or we feel under pressure, we need to handle it in a wise way so we can solve the problem without harm anyone. And in this presentation, we will cover three major things, which is what causes stress among students, how can it affect student performance, and the most important is how to manage and encounter stress in the right way. Because stress is a silent killer for everyone, including students. So, how does stress born in students' mind? To think about it, stress doesn't just appear out of nowhere, right? And it slowly builds up, often from small things we don't even notice at first, such as one late night study session, and one extra assignment, or one little bit of pressure, and it becomes big and bigger. And before we know, stress takes root of ourselves. So on the next slide, we're going to break it down the major reasons why students often feel stressed and overwhelmed when they study in university life. Okay, so now let's talk about how stress born in students' mind. So one of them is packed schedule. So we could say that heavy coursework that students taking on can make them feel stressed. And after that, students take on subjects that exceed their academic ability, which is simply extracurricular. Some of students can't balance their academic and their extracurricular activity, and finally they will feel stressed themselves. And after that, too much extra classes. So it's basically when they feel very exhausted and very feel tired, it will make them stressed in no time. And after that, I could say that not enough sleep also is one of the main reasons why stress born in students' mind. Students nowadays always love to glue with their smartphones, scrolling social media, wasting their times, and finally they sleep late, and finally feel stressed at the morning when they wake up. After that, too much homework assignment that consume a big amount of time also is one of the main reasons why students can feel stressed because of not enough sleep. And as a coffee lovers like me, I also had this problem, which is consume too much caffeine at night and finally having a bad time to sleep. And basically, poor habits also can make students feel stressed, which is they're squeezing so many activities into the school weeks. After that, LAZY, lazy problem. Extensive their assignment and also wasting time in unbeneficial things can finally make them stressed, and they late to do their assignment and late submission, and finally they feel stressed themselves because they need to do everything in the meantime. And lack of support is one of the main problem also why stress can born in students' mind, because they need to struggling for their weak subject. They will feel very pressure because their close person seek for a good result and they had a low motivation support from person that close with them. So these are the things that can make students feel stressed. And I will continue with my friends. So let's check it out.
So hello guys, I am Muhammad Shazwan Mirasi and I will continue our presentation. So let's take a look about implication of student stress. Now, let's talk about one of the most serious consequences of stress, suicide and health issue. As you can see from the chart here, The number of suicide attempts caused by stress has been increasing over the years among the college students. This shows how stress, when it becomes overwhelming, can push individuals to lose their sense of rational thinking, leading to extreme action like self-harm or even suicide. Stress doesn't just affect the mind, it also takes a heavy toll on our physical health. For example, stress nerve often cause muscle pain and headache. In most several cases, especially with academic stress, it can even manifest physically and nausea and vomiting. So, how students can encounter stress? One of the ways students can encounter stress is limit time following news. Spending too much time following news on television and social media can increase stress. Limit the time you spend following the news if it can increase your stress. The other way, we need to connect with others. Keep in touch with family and friends and share your concern and feeling with your people you trust. Connecting with others can lift our mood and help us feel less stressed. Here we got an example of video how to release stress.
Semangat, semua semangat ni.
So, to sum up, it is possible to overcome stress through building resilience and self-care. A proper stress management can teach students how to accept change and anticipate self-anger, overcoming self-fear and learning how to calm and self-soothe. So, this is our reference for this presentation. You guys can check it out.
So, that's all from us. Thank you for watching.
Woo!